This cat has got this race in the bag. You want a war? Well, you got it.
Welcome to Monster Wars. Each week, it's the ultimate in competition. Non-stop thrills and spills from the mean machines. Last week was no exception. Gravedigger made an early exit, flipping in his first race. Today, Gravedigger is back and ready for action. They called Dennis Anderson the Wild Man. Who knows what he'll do this week? Born to be wild, and he's standing by right now at the Lebanon Valley Speedway in New York. The wild, never mild, Jim Davidson.
We're here at the Lebanon Valley Motor Speedway, and I'm hanging out with my man, stuntman Todd Seeley. This wild man is going to try a world record on his quad, 150 feet, folks. But before we get to that, we thought we'd show you the monster truck course, this wild course we have set up here. Todd volunteered to give me a ride, so let's see what this course is all about. The monsters are going to start right here and come up easy over the first ramp, just like Todd did. Good boy, Todd. They're going to come for this second set. The cars pick up some speed like this, Todd. Not too fast. And where? They're going to hit this against some major air. Oh, yeah, baby, Joe, let them. Help me out, Joe. If I live through this, I promise I'll never leave the pits ever again. Oh, Todd, you thought my job was easy? No way. You ought to get on this side for a while, big boy.
Jim, you're on your own. A sellout crowd on their feet. I'm going to watch the big monsters run along with all of you. Round number one, race number one is coming up. And what a matchup it is as we get our first look on Monster Wars at Bob Fisher's UFO. Going against him, Gary Porter and the Carolina Crusher. Here's how they did in qualifying. UFO, Bob Fisher, qualified 6th. And Carolina Crusher was our fastest qualifier. He picked up a whopping 10 points for that one. Gary Porter is a very happy guy as he picks up points and works his way to the top of the heap in monster standings. The Carolina Crusher could be a contender.
I'm back, and I'm ready to rock and roll. UFO, you may be flying high now, but I'll make sure you're flying high no more. Come on, little saucer. Come and get it. Come and get it, if you dare.
All right, we're pulling this little line here on this first round on this long track. I don't know. Got the UFO, I think I'm pulling off pretty good.
That's the word from the cockpit as the Monster Wars action cam takes you up with Gary. Thumbs up. Green light. Look at this guy go. Gary Porter cut a tremendous light. Now he horsepowers up and out. Carolina Crusher wins! Horsepower did it for Gary Porter. That combined with the incredible ability to cut a good light and make it off that starting line first. UFO totally missed the light. He was a full half-second behind Carolina Crusher on the start. And then he doesn't really have the horsepower to make it up in this 140-plus foot straightaway. It happened at the start. Carolina Crusher got a great light and just has a full truck length lead over UFO heading into the straightaway.
Gary, I know it's only the first round, but I hate to see underneath the truck like this. You just beat UFO, but what happened?
Then my shifter linkage got off on my transmission just a little bit, and it wouldn't go into gear like it should. It was like I was having to shift it 1.5 times to get it to go into gear, and then when I shifted, went to third. I couldn't go any more on the shifter, so I had to run the track in second gear that time.
Is it going to create problems for you throughout the night?
So I think I got it fixed right now. It's just a minor adjustment.
I hope a minor adjustment is all it is. As our next competitors come up for race number 2 of round 1, the Equalizer and Predator. David Morris powers the equalizer. The Predator with Alan Pizzo aboard. And Predator needs a win to get points.
Wow! Well, hello, equalizer. Ready to get nipped by a cat? This is our first meeting today, Predator. And I want you to know, in my book, you don't have any animal rights. And I'm going to leash on you a win if it's the last thing I do, Predator. Equalizer. I'm going to run circles around you till the time is right, and then I'm going to come in for the kill.
We're back with round one, race two. Predator, the brand new truck, going against the 1989 designed Equalizer. And Equalizer did qualify 8th. Alan Pizzo took the Predator to a very respectable 3rd in qualifying. They are staged as we await the green light at Lebanon Valley for race number 2. There it is! A puff of smoke, and Predator seems to have some problems, and now he turns it on! Alan Pizzo takes the Predator to a win! This race was not won at the start. It was won on the straightaway, beginning now. Alan Pizzo lands properly, puts his foot in it, and never stops till he makes it through the finish line, and Equalizer's about a half second behind. Equalizer took a bad hop. The truck is an older truck and just is not as comfortable with the type of jumps we're seeing here. Predator had it all. A big win for the Predator. This could be his day.
Woo! Oh, I love a good cat fight. But that race was for the birds. Too close for comfort. But I pulled it off, because I will not be stopped. Ooh.
And the action continues as 2 more of the motorized monsters come to stage. This matchup between Fred Schaefer's Barefoot and the Invader, driven by Ray Perkowski. 4th in qualifying Barefoot, Invader qualified 9th. This is a view that even the drivers don't see. This camera is mounted on the front of Barefoot. Their stage, look for the green light, it's gone! Showtime! Barefoot, Invader, and Barefoot just opens up the lead! Barefoot was across the finish line before Invader even hit the second set of cars. Barefoot takes out Invader in round number 1.
Barefoot walked all over me, and now he'll advance, and I'll take an astronomic fall. How humiliating! Barefoot and everyone else, you haven't heard the last from me. I will reach the outer limits!
With 1,500 horsepower, Barefoot is the most powerful monster truck on the circuit. And he used all 1,500 horses to give a decided victory over Invader. The straightaway, again, is the thing to watch in our racing today as Barefoot takes short work of this track. Let's go for a ride now on the front bumper of Barefoot. That's the wildest ride I've ever taken. We're going to kick it back to Lou Ann Lee in the studio.
We continue with round 1, Gravedigger and Taurus face off. And a little later in the show, you'll witness some incredible aerial acrobatics from a man who defies death for a living. He's going to put his life on the line again today. Joe Lowe has more on the amazing Todd Seeley.
A world record holder. And you'll see later in the show what he does on 2 and 4 wheels when Monster Wars continues. Those crowd screams can only mean one thing. The monsters are coming out, and not just any monster, the Gravedigger. And Gravedigger will face Taurus as round one continues.
Let the show begin. Well, I get to lasso me a monster by the name of Gravedigger. The only monster you'll experience is the monster on your back as I'm burying you 10 feet under.
Both trucks are brand new on the 1993 season. Both drivers a lot of experience. Taurus's Eldon Depew qualified 7th, but Dennis Anderson figured out the course early. Gravedigger qualified 2nd. The camera mounted on Gravedigger. Dennis Anderson gives a thumbs up. It's showtime. Off the start, Digger has it figured out. Taurus is bobbling around, takes a bad hop. You've got to get over that first set of cars in order to get the win here. Digger did it with no problem.
Taurus, you'll never be able to ride away from this mess. I leveled you, you callous cowboy. Now that you've come to the end of your line, let the ceremony begin, and let's put you to rest once and for all.
Dennis, congratulations on a victory over Taurus. A wild ride. Tell me about it.
Yeah, Jim, that was, the track is a little tricky. You know, you got to come over that dirt hill just right. The first one was starting on. Getting quite a bit of air at the other end. Just want to try to advance to the next round. Next round, we're going to have to let it all hang out, I'm sure. But, hey, it's going to be good racing here tonight.
What kind of speed are you getting coming up that second set of cars?
Let's see. Well, that run right there is not going to be as fast as the next one, but I've got a little bit of steam left. But we're getting some good speed out there.
Time to start stepping it up and really pumping up the intensity?
Yeah, man. I mean, we just I kind of done enough to win then. We'll have to let it all hang out the next round.
One thing Dennis didn't mention is that win came in the inside lane. That's where everybody seems to be picking up a lot of speed. It's a kinder, gentler lane. They line up for our next matchup. This time, Tropical Thunder goes against Monster Patrol. Paul Schaefer drove the Monster Patrol to 10th in qualifying, and Wayne Smolzanek took Tropical Thunder to 5th. Tropical Thunder has been struggling of late. A Monster Patrol, the rookie, the newcomer, has really been coming on strong. On the start, Monster Patrol with a bad hop. That's driver's inexperience. Can he catch up with the slower Tropical Thunder? He does catch Tropical Thunder. What a come-from-behind victory! What a comeback! Monster Patrol takes the win! Recovering from one of the worst starts I've ever seen in a monster truck race, Paul Schaefer kept his head and now used the 146-foot straightaway to outmaneuver Tropical Thunder. Not only did Monster Patrol get an incredible comeback win, he did it in that least favored outside lane. Back to the studio with Luann.
It's time for the round one roundup. A look at who'll be rolling up to the